The Olszynski Law Firm is an official sponsor of Top Bin 90, specializing in personal injury, criminal defense, DWI, family law, and workers' compensation. The Olszynski Law Firm provides professional, trusted legal services to clients facing a variety of challenges. With a team of experienced attorneys dedicated to protecting your rights, the Olszynski Law Firm is the legal support you can count on.
Hi, I'm Justin Olszynski, the founding partner of the Olszynski Law Firm. Me and my wife started this firm back in 2010 with the sole purpose of providing excellent service to our clients, giving our clients a personal touch because we had worked in bigger firms where we saw that not happening. We handle criminal defense matters, civil personal injury, wrongful death, workers' comp, and family law matters. We have a team of attorneys that care about the outcome of your case, and we will fight to make sure that you get the justice you deserve.
Hello, and welcome to the Top Bin 90 podcast, episode 29. And we're at a very, very special spot today. We are at Game Show Battle Room here in Ballantyne. You know, at Top Bin, we like to do things a little bit different, and today is one of those days, right? So we'll be recapping Charlotte FC versus Nashville today. I've got some great people on the podcast, but also we're going to be putting these guys through some trivia. So it's going to be a good podcast today. Thank you all for joining. First, I'll make some quick intros. We have Mr. Brian Bamauer Media. How are you today? Just wave at us. Nice. We also have Mr. Aaron Bright. How are you? Nice. We also have Mr. Sean. How are you today, sir? And last but not least, Mr. Twitter warrior himself, Caleb Adams. How are you? Awesome. All right. So this is how it's going to work today, right? So we're going to start off by asking all these guys a couple of Nashville questions, but it's going to be slightly different. They're going to come and spin this wheel over here. And so you'll see it here in a second. So the first person I want to come up is my co-host, Mr. Brian Bamauer Media. Come up. Woo! Awesome. All right, give us a spin so we can talk a little Nashville Charlotte FC. Dun, 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 dun. It's going kind of slow like Charlotte FC's first half. Boom, boom. All right, Brian. Give us an emoji of how you would describe that first half of Charlotte FC when you saw that lineup as well.
Doo-doo.
All right. Talk to us a little bit more about that. And so I'm going to have you have a seat. And so Brian said doo-doo, right? Obviously, there was a lot of changes. Well, not that many changes, but we saw on the right wing Pep Biel start over Abada, which we were surprised by. Caleb, I'm going to come to you first. Talk to us about what you saw initially from that lineup.
You call me a Twitter warrior, and I definitely was tweeting get my thumbs in the tweeting action. I thought that the switch to a sort of traditional three-man midfield was short-sighted. Pep Biel has been our best player this season, clearly, and to put him out wide, I think for me was like what Brian said, is a little bit of a doo-doo pick from Dean Smith, who's been pretty good when it comes to player selection. So was really disappointed to see Biel starting out wide.
Nice. Aaron, any thoughts also on that first half?
I mean, I had, when we first saw the lineup, I think I especially talked to Brian about it, that I thought that we were going to go more narrow and we were just going to see Pep fill in the midfield. That really didn't happen on the field. And I think that, we've seen all year Pep controls the entire game, and he was on the island. He wasn't getting any help. I mean, Zaha and Ajuma were trying to work together better, which I pointed out, maybe this would help. They did, but Biel was nowhere to be found, and the team struggled. So, it was very obvious without him. Yesterday or Saturday solidified that he needs a contract because we struggle whenever Pep's not where Pep needs to be.
Yep. I mean, we made a post today, 7 appearances for Pep Biel, 2 goals, 5 assists for him now as well. And so, I mean, we talked about how important it was going to be for him to start off very strong this year, right? And he has, and I think he's turning people, he's making people have conversations about, this is a guy that one should be extended, but also like, is he DP level? He's kind of showing that. Sean, I want your thoughts a little bit about this match as well. Let's just continue on that first half, because Ashley Westwood mentioned it at the post match scrum, where like it still feels like this team hasn't really clicked to where they can be, and we saw that in the first half.
Yeah, I mean we're winning games with 20 minutes of good play, and so and none of it being in the first half yet so far. I'm big on if something's not broken, don't fix it. So I get why he tried to maybe tweak a little bit to get some more energy in the lineup for that first half, but it didn't work. And frankly, second half, we went back to what we knew how to do, and it worked so much better.
Nice. And then I'll stick with you guys. Caleb, talk to me about, one of the things that surprised me in that second half, right? I was expecting Pep Biel to go back into the midfield, right? But we saw Mr. Dean Smith choose Kerwin Vargas instead of, Liel Abada to start off that half. Talk to me about that.
That was the big thing that I don't really think we've been talking about too much, like how significant that is, that Abada, who gets paid $2.3 million a year, it's an $8 million player, is not coming into the game for what should have been a pretty clear swap. Instead, it's Kerwin Vargas, who immediately got involved. He scored a goal that arguably should have probably counted. He's our best header of the ball, by the way. I think Vargas is one of the most headed goals of anyone at Charlotte, maybe tied with Malanda. But I was really surprised by that move, and I think it's quite telling. My question is it a message from Dean Smith to Abada of hey, you need to step up, or did he see something there tactically that maybe that Vargas was a better fit for?
Yeah, he did talk a little bit about tactically what he saw. Brian, talk to me, I guess, going on to that topic, continuing, because Caleb's right. I mean, that's a big decision to put in Kerwin Vargas ahead of your DP winger.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Dean did mention that he made the switch tactically, but then there was a tactical sub at the half, and it was Kerwin over Liel Abada. Then he put in 3 more subs, again, with some tactical changes, again, at the 75th minute, again, not including Liel Abada. So to have 3 tactical changes and not include your DP, yeah, I think it's probably the story that's being talked about the least and should probably be being talked about the most. He's a club record transfer, and, I mean, he hasn't really been producing. And it also seems like, I mean, for me, Kerwin Vargas had a really great half, like Caleb said. He was involved in 4 of their 5 chances. And on Tokomati's goal, you see Vargas helping Byrne win the ball back, and then he turns and quickly makes the decision to float the pass over to Pep Biel. Great work by Vargas on that play. And I think that's like a highlight play of why Dean likes Vargas. He's a two-way player who's also, at times has shown his quick decision-making in that area of the field, like playing defensively and then being able to help move the ball forward. And I feel like that's the reason why Dean is trusting him more than Liel Abada in that moment, because, I mean, Abada just doesn't really show. I haven't seen that from him. I've seen direct play from Abada, but not really being willing to play that much enthusiastically 2 ways. And so I think that's the big reason why he's went Vargas, though. I mean, I could see Vargas potentially starting this next game because of that second half performance he had. And I don't think everybody's talking about the Tokomati goal, which was a fantastic goal, but Vargas's performance for that full half is something that should be highlighted.
Yeah, we saw the instant impact, right, when Vargas came on, because he scored. He tied the game up. Yep. But, you got a chance to speak to the refs. Can you just kind of go over a little bit that thought process of why that goal was disallowed? Because a lot of people were like, yo, Kerwin Vargas wasn't offsides.
Yeah, I mean, so they weren't saying Vargas was offside. They were saying Bronico was offside.
Correct.
And because he was offside and he impeded the play, they said he held Surridge and impeded his ability to defend Vargas on the header. That was the final decision. They didn't verify whether or not they had reviewed that via VAR. They just kind of called it on the field, it looked like to me. And that's where it stood at that point. I think it's definitely a controversial call. A lot of people online were saying it was cut and dry, that it was a foul and that it should have been a disallowed goal. But I mean, that's going to be one of those situations where at least it didn't decide the game. And that was one thing that Ashley Westwood mentioned, who I was actually a little concerned about. After that, Westwood had kind of a tough reaction. He was kind of getting into a lot of scrums, picked up a yellow card, got really, I feel like, kind of emotional about it.
Yeah, got really chippy.
I mean, yeah, real chippy, passionate. Seemed like almost like a lot kind of lost his head a little bit at times. I mean, that's obviously how he plays. He plays with a lot of passion, but it seemed like that was a bit of a concern until those changes came in the 75th minute, and they were able to kind of find the goals and get the win.
Nice.
The team kind of reacted to it pretty well, though. I mean, you saw the energy level with the Vargas sub immediately jump up, but after that, and after Westwood's like very clear emotional expression, the team picked up their energy level immensely. After that, we were on the attack for the rest of the game.
So 0 shots until Kerwin took his shot.
Yeah, 0 shots.
He took the first head off the set piece from Westwood. Mm-hmm. Then he had the goal. That's the missed shots that started it.
Yeah,
nice.
I agree.
Speaking of energy, Mr. Caleb Adams, can you come up here? We're gonna have you spin now.
Energy.
You didn't like that transition? Come on, bro. All right, let's see what you got. What are you gonna land on?
Let's do a little Pep Biel touch on this.
Oh, all right.
No way.
Oh, you're about to hit another emoji. All right, give us another. Just keep it going until you see.
Okay.
All right, 2 letters. I would say IT, right? And IT for Idan Toklomati. This guy has come in, whether he's starting or he's coming off the bench. He is adding something to this team. Aaron, talk to me a little bit about Idan Toklomati, because it's a guy that continues to get his stock up every week from us.
Yeah, I think we talked about it on the pod 2 pods ago, how I was kind of saying that Idan was going to come in and really take advantage of this role, kind of just like Pat did. I think he's doing it better than Pat did. You know, whenever we started seeing Pat like slowly make his way into the lineup, coming in for Swiderski, sometimes getting starts, he really did kind of have that tunnel vision, like would miss the team play or would just like get in his own head. And like Idan's like coming in and it looks like he has a lot of experience, which obviously he does, but it's translating like very fast. It's not like slowly coming into play. Like, I mean, even the move on the goal, it was, you know, slowed it down, popped it to the right of the keeper, and still finished with 2 center backs like in his face. Like he's really young and is showing veteran stuff that we sometimes haven't seen in Charlotte. So I don't know. Pat might be in trouble. I feel like, you know, hopefully that he is feeling that, but we'll see.
Nice. Awesome. Sean, talk to me a little bit about, you know, Dean Smith having a good problem, right? Aaron just mentioned, you know, Pat might be in a little bit of trouble, right? But you got now a guy who, you know, just has scored 3 goals in 4 appearances for the U.S. men's national team and Patrick Ajiman, right? And now you also have another guy competing for his position. And Dean Smith said last week in his press conference that they will be battling it out for a position this season. And I went further on and asked Dean Smith, where do you best see Idan Toklomati fit into your team? He says he's my striker. He's like, if he's going to play, he's going to play as a striker. So talk to me about that. You know, 2 players vying for 1 position, a great problem for Dean Smith.
Absolutely, but they're completely different players. I think no matter who starts, you have the defense focusing on one style of play, and the second you switch it, they've got to switch up the entirety of what they're doing because it's a totally different player. One's checking to the ball, one's making the runs through. They're very, very, one's a holding forward, one's more of a pressing forward. They're very different in their styles. They're very different in their attack and their strength. It's going to be a nightmare regardless of who starts, I think, because you're going to have defenses having to change up everything they're doing in the middle of a half.
Nice. I love that. I'm going to go to Brian now because, you know, one of the things that I've seen a lot, you know, is it feels like Patrick Ajiman is getting a little bit, he's getting some hate, you know, and to me, it's slightly unfair, right? Because, you know, the team hasn't performed also to the level it could. So talk to me a little bit about, you know, you're big on, you know, the Ajiman hive. Talk to me a little bit about fans' expectations with him.
Well, I mean, I think for a player like Patrick Ajiman, I mean, there's going to be highs and lows. There's likely going to be highs and lows with Toklomati. Toklomati's in a great spot right now, right? He's, I mean, coming off the bench, he's had his 1 start. He's had great moments, and it's just is kind of set up well to potential. I mean, it looks like, I think there's a decent chance he gets a start in Montreal this next week because of this most recent performance, right? At the end of the day, you have to go with the person who's finishing their chances. So I could totally see that, that being a situation that happens. Now for Pat, it just comes down to locking back in, getting back to the basics of what he does well. Ashley Westwood mentioned that in the presser as well. Patrick Agyemang carried them for long stretches last year with his finishing. Can he get back to doing that, right? And I think, like Sean said, it's a great problem to have two guys who are probably going to be in and out of form throughout the course of the year, right? Inexperienced, younger players. They're going to have highs and lows. And then if Tokolmati doesn't have any lows, he's probably gone after this year. Right. I mean, that's players who that stay on a high trajectory and don't come down, they move on past MLS. And so, but if they have highs and lows, they're going to rotate probably in and out. I think for me, out of the 4 attacking spots, I have the least amount of question marks at the striker position and at Pep Biel's attacking midfield position, just because you have at least rotation options that are at similar levels with Tokolmati and Agyemang. You have 2 players that are complementary to each other. Whereas if Zaha continues to struggle at time, who do you replace him with? And same with Liel Abada. If he doesn't find his form, replacing him, right? There's a significant drop off based on the expectations of what those positions have.
Nice. And we'll end the Tokolo train with Caleb, right? Talk to me a little bit about, obviously like this guy gets his first goal, right, in MLS. Talk to me about that play too, because I want you to highlight both Pep Biel because the pass was phenomenal. Obviously, nobody was around him, right? But you still have to make that play. And the finishing from Idan Tokolmati, you would think this guy's a veteran striker.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about this goal is one thing I think all of us were complaining about the team is there's no clear attacking patterns of play. But with Pep coming in, it seems that we have a very clear strategy of where he cuts into his left foot and sort of gets this runner coming in on sort of an off angle diagonally. And we're seeing that play result in either goals or opportunities to score. It resulted in Miami in a red card on that same exact play. It was almost identical, right? And in this case, we got to see actually a goal produced from that. So Pep's been huge and he's been key. He's the best player of the season so far. He's an MVP contender as of right now.
Wow. Okay.
It's just fact. He's the leading assister on the team. And Tokolmati, I think what's impressed me the most about Tokolmati is we talk about goals, we talk about his physical profile. He can win headers, but like just the recognition to take the touch in. There's only one place where that touch works. Otherwise, you have to shoot it. If he took a touch anywhere else, the Nashville defense wins that ball. The keeper gets it. There's only one place he could have taken that touch, and that was like first touch off of a through ball here. Touches it right into the perfect space. It's weighted perfectly, and then he has a composed finish at the end of it. Like this dude just turned 20.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Yeah. Listen, shout out to the scouting department and, Zoran and these guys, because these are the type of players that we're not sure what to expect. They're spending, $2-3 million on a 19-year-old, and he's proving that this guy is worth that money. Right. And so I'm going to have Aaron come up next. All right, Aaron, come and spin the wheel of game show battle rooms. All right. What do we got? All right, his tactics a little bit better than Caleb's. Watch it land on emoji again.
No, we're good.
If it does,
We're
it does.
good.
We're good.
It's the most stubborn wheel.
All right, I'm gonna have you. All right, Aaron, have a seat for us. You don't get to answer this round. No, I'm just kidding.
Let's work.
Skip, right? So I was skipping on the internet. Just kidding. So I want to talk. I don't know how to tie this in, but we're going to talk about Wilfred Zaha getting his surgery on his thumb, right? So he's about. I don't know how to add skip. Anyways, I'm going to start off with you, Aaron. Talk to me about, obviously Wilfred Zaha is a player that, he puts his life out there. Like if you follow him on Snapchat, you kind of see that, right? So yesterday we saw that, he had he was complaining about his thumb. He suffered an injury in Colorado, had that thumb surgery today. And so we don't know the extent of, whether he'll miss a game this weekend or not. But what we do know is that, I particularly don't think he was having the best game against Nashville. But with players like Wilfred Zaha, they just need a moment. And we saw that moment, when he drew the penalty for Charlotte FC, and that changed the momentum of the game.
Yeah, I think, and I want to tie Pat back into this because our argument all like last year and years prior was like, Pat's getting double teamed because they don't have to worry about anybody else. They're scared of Pat's size, and Zaha's getting double, triple team, and Pat's not stepping up. We wanted Zaha to come in, take all the pressure off of Pat, and Pat could go score 30. We had people in the beginning of the year saying Pat's going to be golden boot for the team, high in the MLS, and he's struggling. And, we're seeing the Zaha impact. It's quiet on the stat sheet, let's be honest, but he's highly rated every match. Like, he's not getting a goal or assist every match, and a lot of fans are not seeing that, and they're freaking out. I mean, there's people in the Facebook group calling him Capetti because he likes to fall. But again, I mean, that's football. Like, if you're not trying to draw a foul, you're not playing the game, and that's just simply how it is. Like,
yeah,
I saw Messi this weekend try to stay up in the box when it was probably a PK and nothing was called, and it's like, Zaha's doing so many things. He's bringing 3 guys to him. He's opening up so many different parts of the field. I mean, BL has so much time because of Zaha. I mean, so many people are playing him. Like, I don't know. He's distracting so much to make everybody else look so much better, and Zaha's not getting the love for it simply because he's not putting up a goal a game.
Sean, what do you make of, Wilfred Zaha's time so far here at Charlotte?
Dude, the guy's polarizing. Everything he does is a constant follow. Like, it's everyone's all over him from every move. He's a star, just a superstar. And I totally agree. I think he's drawing all the pressure. He's drawing all the attention on other teams. Like, there's a reason you bring in a player of that caliber, and it is to take all those positions in those moments and to have them. And when it was his moment, he shone. He shined, and he crushed it. And I think we'll continue to see more from him. I think we'll continue to see more from Pat. We're really early, and we're showing that we can win games in limited amounts of time. I think that as he gets more used to playing soccer weekly again, that we'll be seeing a lot of really great stuff from by the end of the year.
Nice. I'm going to take it to you, Brian. Aaron touched a little bit on it. He's creating space for other players, right? And he's providing opportunities, right? So, like, we talked about game changers. He did that against Nashville. What more do we need to see from Zaha to kind of rate him properly to the level of expectation we have for him?
Being more clinical in the final third. I feel like there's a lot of opportunities when he enters the final third, and he's missing that final pass into the box. He's maybe in a 1v1 situation. Like, Nahar honestly had him pocketed for large stretches of that game.
He did.
Tackled him multiple
Where's Nahar
times.
from?
Honduras.
Honduras, okay.
Trivia question on. 50 points. But yeah, so
Keep going, my bad.
but yeah, so so there's just been multiple situations like that. I feel like Colorado similar, where he missed a lot of the final ball. Like, he had counterattacks where he was leading the charge and then just missed the pass to BL, missed the pass to Ajiman. And so for me, I think, and that comes with time, right? Zaha needs to, it's just communication and reps. Zaha needs to communicate where he wants these guys to go. These guys need to work out where he wants to send the ball to, right? And that takes time and reps. So for now, not extremely concerned about it. I do think in the 1v1 situations, like against Nahar, I mean, he ended up winning, getting the goal, right? I think I would like to see a little bit more of that shine from him, that magic, right? That was like the 2 words or 2 descriptions Dean had for him was magic and goal grabber. And I feel like there's just been moments where, again, I go back to the Colorado Rapids game where he's 1v1 with Cole Bassett in the box. That's a huge mismatch. And he decided to lay that off to Ajiman for like a 24-yard shot instead of taking that man on. And I think situations like that, we need to see Zaha a little bit more hungry and actually taking those guys on in the box.
Nice. Caleb.
Really quick,
Okay, go.
Obviously, doing media, I'm always on Zaha's side. And I think this weekend was like, and Cisco CJ, like, this is the most passionate I've seen Zaha. Like, getting to the baseline, like, he was yelling at himself. He was getting frustrated with himself rather than like previous weeks. It was just like, shucks, I missed a pass. Like, it kind of felt like that. He's starting to feel like he's getting more into the game, like emotionally. And I think we're going to finally see that, like, translate into his play because he's just been trying to get on his feet. And now it's like he knows who he is. He knows the expectations of people. And I think finally he's putting them onto himself rather than just like, this is my acclimation period.
Nice. Awesome. Caleb, anything else that you can add to us about, expectations for Wilfred Zaha?
Yeah, I'm going to go on to what Aaron said is when Tokomati scored that goal, he was the first one over there celebrating, just yelling. And there was camera footage. Shout out to the Charlotte FC media team, video team. They're crushing it. But there's footage on the bench when we got the final whistle blew, him immediately standing up and screaming and yelling like he was excited. And you also have to think about Zaha's situation. I do think he underestimated this league a little bit. We call it a lot of street ball he was trying to do. And that comes with not trusting your teammates. You come into this new place, everyone is inferior to you, like straight up. Every player that you're surrounded by is an inferior player to you as a Zaha. You come from the Premier League. So you come into this thinking like, hey, like he knows what DP means. He knows the pressure that comes. And I think he's just now just maybe kind of starting to trust his teammates a little more like, hey, I don't have to do this myself.
That's a good point.
I have Bale who can help me out. I can play guys like, Abada and behind, right? So I think part of the reason we saw some of that selfish play, which I don't really mind to a degree, is because you're like, I don't know if I can trust my teammates because they are inferior to me, right, on paper. But I think he's going to start trusting his teammates, and I think that's going to lead to better team play, and he's going to shine because of it.
Nice. Yeah. And just to add on to that point as well, it's also a good indication that, like, through the span of the 6-7 games that we've played, like, it's not like we're dependent on Wilfred Zaha. Other players have stepped up. And that's what you want to see from a team. You want to see some balance. Obviously, Zaha came in to be that difference makers in tight games, and we saw that a little bit against Nashville. But it's also, to me, reassuring seeing a guy like Idan Toklomati come up, seeing Pep Biel, be so phenomenal, seeing Kalina continue his form from last year into this year as well, because he had a great save. I feel like every match I've seen, I'm like, dang, that was a phenomenal save by him. And so with that, I'm going to have Sean come up here. All right, Mr. Sean, we're going to have you spin the wheel of game show battle rooms. All right, let's see his technique.
Too much.
Too
much technique.
All right, we've got wild hint, letter, word, skip, emoji, vowel. Hopefully it doesn't land on what did I? Yeah, because I didn't have anything for skip. All right, and we land on.
Get through it.
All right. A vowel just to describe how you felt after we went up 2-1.
I'll use E for electric.
Nice.
Dude, I was, that's the last game we'd be in Charlotte for a while. And so I was really hoping we would do well. So when we got that goal, stoppage time, everything's amazing, celebrating, everything's good. It was electric. The stadium was electric. People were electric. Team was electric. Players, so much passion. Yeah, E for electric.
I love it. I'm going to have a seat. Electric. I'm going to come to you, Brian. Electric at the bank. One thing I want to continue to harp on is our home form, right? 4 wins off the bounce, right? And what particularly stuck out to me this time was that we started the game off losing, right? 1-0. So talk to me about maybe the resilience of this team in this match.
Yeah, we've seen that multiple times now, right? The Seattle Sounders game in the opener kind of really coming out flat in enemy territory and coming out with the draw, just kind of stealing a point away. Same, in this result, I feel like Nashville probably the better side for a decent stretch of this game and had the lead, and they still came out on top with 2 late goals. So I think that's just really the key right now is they're finding ways to get the points at home, and just getting results week in and week out right now. And I think that's and all these many teams in MLS right now are dealing with that same situation. We're missing like an aspect of our team. Maybe there's an injury, different things that they're waiting for their whole team to click. Charlotte's in the same boat where they're just like they're not quite clicking, but they're getting results. And I think you just ride with that wave.
Nice. Not quite clicking. And Caleb, I want to come to you because I think you were a little bit critical on Dean Smith's selection for this home match. So maybe just talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, as I said before, I think Dean's made a good call, really turned his team into a completely different side than when he first received the team, inherited the team. He's done a great job defensively, but the biggest kind of flaw I've seen, we talked about this a bit in our private group chats, is the defensive cracks. Like you can talk about the offense and, the front four aren't clicking. I'm not so concerned about that because that isn't our bread and butter. That's not our foundation. At the very least, when we're away on the road last year, we could say, hey, maybe we can get a clean sheet and just scrape one out or score one goal. This season, Dean Smith said in the interview, the post press conference interview, he said we were getting played right through us. I feel like that was a trend like every single game this season. I mean, how many times this season have we seen people just bypassing our midfield easily? And he said, oh, people playing right through us, and that's not really like a characteristic of ours. It's become a characteristic this season, which is really concerning. And I think part of that comes with the sort of the formation and shape change to the more 4-2-3-1. Pep's more attacking. He tried to solve that issue with putting Gianni into the midfield, but those cracks were still there. And he was like, at that point, might as well just attack, right? Yeah. So I'm glad he recognized that. Again, kudos to him for recognizing that quickly. But I don't think he set the team to succeed in this match to start. But he fixed it.
Yeah, for sure. Just to add to that, I think like it's a mixture too of like, Kalina coming in clutch when he has to, and some strikers. I go back to the game where Arango, he had that opportunity against Kalina, and that game could have gone another way. And so just to wrap this up with Aaron, just talk to me about how important is it going to be to continue this home form, right? Because at the bank, it's a very tough spot to come to for any other team. And I think just now we can also see, like last year we got a lot of it, but this year where people actually have Charlotte as maybe a contender, right, to finish top 3, top 4, how important is it going to be, that atmosphere at the bank?
Yeah, I mean, you see it week in and week out. There's always a player in the pre-conferences before leading up to a Charlotte game with the opposing team that say it's scary to play there. People are really put a lot of respect on it. Even when we were playing Orlando, I forgot who it was on Orlando that was saying, like, I don't even want to play the second game there because, it's a completely different environment. And I've gone to plenty of different MLS games around, like, I've gone to a Miami game that was completely dead until they said, like, Messi's name in the 80th minute, And even when we were in Orlando, like the experience of the first playoff game being there, like it was not like a regular home playoff game at the bank. And a lot of people underestimate that are like Charlotte fans that don't travel or have never been to another game. They don't really know of the difference that is made. People can keep making comments about our stadium being empty. We still average like 20, 22, 29K, and that's more than their stadium even holds. That's a big difference because those teams have never even experienced over 15, 17K. And I think that's kind of why it's so shocking whenever teams and coaches come here.
For sure. And then just anyone else want to have some final thoughts before we get into the trivia part, because this is what y'all came for, right? And so, all right, Caleb, talk to us.
We got to be Montreal on the road.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, we'll touch on Montreal very slightly, right? And so I just want to go over, how important it is. Like, we're doing well at home. We look terrible away. And so just, Brian, I'm going to finish it off with you. Like, what do you want to see from this team in Montreal?
That resilience to be able to get a result, right? I mean, Montreal hasn't won yet this year.
Yep.
Obviously, granted, they had to play 7 straight on the road, but being able to come in and ruin their home opener is going to be key. And they need to find a way to get a road result because they're 8 of 10 games in their second stretch of games is going to be on the road, 8 of 10. So Charlotte needs to figure that road form out soon, and Montreal's the perfect team to do that against.
Nice. So you heard them beat Montreal, right? So with that said, all right, we're going to get to the second part of this podcast, and I need my guy. You guys got to get a little bit more hype. Like,
I'm ready.
All right. So this is what's about to happen, right? Okay, so we have the drop here, right? And so we're going to have 2 teams, right? The blue team over here is none other than Own Goal, right? So they'll be called Own Goal. Then the red side is the international, IRS. Get around here. Where do you want me to go? Oh, my bad. All right. They are the international roster slot. So IRS, right? And so, all right. So this is what's going to happen. one person out of off every team is gonna come up to the drop. They're gonna put the little pucky. I don't know what that thing is called. It's gonna go all the way down, and if you see down there, right, you have different numbers, right? So the higher the number, the more difficult the question is going to be, right? So we're already hearing it. People are excited for this, right? So I'm gonna have the own goal team go first. So which one of you is coming up first? All right, Caleb, come on. Make sure you take a bucket, right? All right, so he's gonna go up here, right? And he's going to drop. All right, ready, set, go. Bum, 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 bum. If you got 1,000 at the beginning, all right, 250. 250. All right, we've got questions here for no peeking, Caleb. All right, so the first question is for 250, right? And so this one comes from Dalton Barnett, who sent this question up, right? All right, guys, are you ready for 250 points? Can you tell me what? My bad. Cisco's getting on me. All right. Can you tell me what draft pick number Patrick Ajiman was?
Like round or like specific number?
The specific number. Oh, 30 seconds on the clock, boys. 30 seconds on the clock. And if you have it in the comment section, comment.
All right, we got our answer.
All right, what is it?
Ooh, 9th pick of the first round.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
That answer is incorrect. All right, we're going to go over for you guys to steal. What do you have?
12.
They got it. 12. Patrick Ajiman was 12. All right, so that goes. Can you put it up on the screen? All right, so they just got 250 points, right? They stole. All right, Aaron, I'm going to have you come up here, right? And so Caleb was talking a lot of trash about him knowing all these answers.
That's right.
He knows all the Tokomati answers.
Okay. All right, and then we like, ooh, 1,000. Oh, 100. All right, so I'm gonna grab 100, right? And so this one is coming from also another person who added in it, Eric Greenwald, right? He says, all right, here's your question. Name Charlotte FC's first player signing ever.
Sergio Ruiz.
The answer is correct. Sergio Ruiz, they get 100 points. So 350-0. All right, Sean, I'm gonna have you come up now, right? Caleb, anything you want to add right now? You know, are you feeling the pressure?
We're gonna have comeback like Nashville game.
Hey, Jorge, real quick.
Coming back like the Nashville.
We got some fans asking in the comment sections if they can throw out some questions.
Yeah, have them throw out some questions.
All right.
100. All right.
Comment section, throw some questions.
100. 100. All right. What do we have here?
500. It is 500.
That's. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Wait, you were about to give him $100.
I was. My bad. My bad. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, 500 from Anina Gonzalez. Okay. All right. Who received Charlotte FC's first ever red card in an MLS match? First ever red card. 30 seconds on the clock. I'm glad you guys caught that.
We got our answer.
Dang, okay. Give it to us.
Christian Fuchs.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
The answer is correct. 500 points. All right. Hey, it might be a Nashville comeback. All right, who's up on you on your team? All right, Aaron, how you feeling right now, bro? They just came back.
It's all right. You know, Caleb misses easy question, and he always makes fun of people on Twitter for not knowing stuff. And so, you never know.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
I think that was going for
No
500.
question. No question. Oh, VAR check. All right, what do we got? What do we got? 1,000? 500 again. 500 again. I'm paying attention this
I
time.
got a question from the comments.
Hold on, let me go. Let's go see the. I want to see the question first. Yeah,
I think it
that's
is. Maybe,
that's what I
don't
want to
know.
see.
No,
Let me see the question.
Maybe.
Nah, that's not a 500 point.
Ah,
That's
okay.
100. That's a 100-point
That's
question.
100? Okay.
The 500.
No.
All right, here we go. Oh, okay. All right. How many player exchanges has there been between FK Kukariki and Charlotte FC? So how many? So this includes loans, transfers, both there and here, right? All right. Hey, my bad. Hey, make sure Caleb's not like looking up these answers. Who's on their phone? All right. All right. Cool. All right. 30 seconds on the clock. Can you keep that music on? I was kind of vibing to it. Do 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 do. Wait, that's Super Mario. All right. 10 seconds on the clock. 10 seconds on the clock. Are people responding in the comment section too? Do they have it? Hold on. They're answering first.
3.
The answer is incorrect. It is not 3. All right. You guys have.
Point of clarification, please.
Uh-huh. I said both and away, and it includes loans. It includes.
Counting Crown Legacy.
Yes, we are counting Crown Legacy.
We're gonna lock in 4.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
The answer is 4. You got it. All right, for everybody that doesn't know, there was Hamadi, Guzman Corujo, and Vinny Mello, and then we received Petkovic. So that was a hard one, dude. They just went up 1,000 points. Wow. All right. Who we got next? Who's coming up? Dang, you guys started off so strong. All right, let me go see the questions. Well,
Big money. Come on, guys, right there. Come on.
actually, Eder, I have that question in, so hopefully they're able to get it. Wait, where did it land?
500.
500 again. Okay. Oh, this one's a hard one. All right. Name every team Dean Smith coached before joining Charlotte FC. And hold on. I'll give you a clue. It's 5 teams. That's a very hard one. I should have probably made this 1,000, to be honest with you. Hey, come with me. I want to see some of these comments. Cisco, how you feeling, bro? Nice. They got 10 seconds on the clock. So, hey, keep sending in your questions. We love seeing them. Actually, Christian, I might ask that one. That's a good one. I think I have a similar question to that, right? Go blue team. Oh, that's Bruna. All right, you guys ready? Y'all were hype about these 500.
I think that's 1,000 right there. Oh my goodness.
All right.
We don't have it. We only got 3.
Dang.
You forfeit the question.
They forfeit. That's smart.
So
All right.
it's Aston Villa,
You won, huh?
Leicester City,
That's 2.
Norwich,
Yeah.
Brentford, and
Uh-huh.
Walsall.
Wow, they hit it! Oh my God!
500. That's what 500.
Wow. What a hit. What a hit. Dude, that was Idan Toklamati-esque in that goal. That was Westwood banger. All right, have somebody come up here. What a question. Listen, that's Bam Bauer Media for you. Follow him. Wow. What a hit.
Come on, 100 points.
If it's just more 500s, it's going to be crazy. All right, we'll come to the comment sections for a 50.
This is how I feel when I saw that line at first.
They said the puck don't lie.
Which one you want to use?
All right. Name a player. This was from Legacy Gaming. It says, who was this first player to score a hat trick for Charlotte FC? So it's a simple one. I mean, so hat trick includes if they've scored more than 3 goals.
All right, Daniel Rios.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it, Daniel Rios. That's an easy one. So I knew they would get it.
I thought you were going to trick me there because you're like, wait a minute, hat trick.
Yeah, that's why I added that. All right, Sean. Hey, they've come back. Caleb, they're 100 points off of you.
I'm sweating.
You guys had an opportunity to go up
We did.
like 1,000 points on them,
We blew it.
and you blew it. 500. No. Hey, we got to make them tough. We have to make them tough.
Damn, they're pumped for us too.
Ooh, okay. I don't know if this one's 500 worth, but I'm gonna still ask it to you guys. All right. In the friendly that Charlotte FC played against Chelsea, who were the 2 goal scorers in this game? So the game ended 1-1. So give us the names of the goal scorers for each team. Dun, dun, dun. 30 seconds on the clock. Cisco, you think they got this?
I don't know.
Shout out to our producers today, Cisco Art, and also Mr. CJ Hellner is holding the camera right now as well. Hey, guys, comment. How are you liking this? Is this pretty cool? All right, ready? All right. They're about to forfeit it again.
Oh,
Caleb, you
no.
were so confident about this. This man in our private group chat, oh, we got this. I know every answer. I don't need to study. Look at him now, sweating.
Blue
I even
team
give
needs
you-
Vaughn. Where Vaughn at? They need you, bro.
He's got it. Dude. Okay, but
Call in a friend.
to be
Bro,
fair,
Vaughn, friend.
you can quickly Google this if you don't have a phone.
Yeah.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
We're gonna go Swiderski.
Wrong.
Dang.
Dang, you couldn't even get the Charlotte player right. All right.
Pulisic and Rios.
Wow, Pulisic and Rios. Dude, pan to that man right now. Dude, bam, bam, bam. Mauer Media.
How much was that?
What a hit. 500 points. They go up 400, and now they go back up.
That tax return.
Yo, that was solid. That was some. And just to add to that, remember, that's the game that Brian Romero got the penalty, and then Daniel Rios scored that penalty. That man's got some knowledge. All right. Drop it, drop it, drop it.
These ought to be 1,000.
100. All right, we got about 10 minutes left. So right now, it's 1,000 or 1,400, right?
We need 1,000 game winner right here.
All right, so this is a pretty simple one. Who scored Charlotte FC's first ever MLS goal? That way you guys know it.
Adam Armour.
Boom, 100 points. All right, Caleb, come up here, man. You guys are down by 500. Sean, what do you guys need? What do you guys need to come back?
Jorge, are you waiting these pucks? We're hitting these low numbers.
I'm pretty sure there's cheating going on. We just need to find that.
1,000. If he can't get 500, they're not. Oh my God! 1,000! 1,000! Holy cow!
Still got time to put in your questions.
How about an easy question? We gotta get this.
All right, I'm gonna.
They've gotten the easy questions wrong, so let's see what happens here.
another hard question.
Okay. All right. The inaugural season attendance record was broken. I'm going to give you guys 4 different options to choose from. This will make it easier because I don't think you guys will know the exact number. All right.
Yeah, no.
All right, then. No. Go ahead, then. Go ahead.
74.
I need the exact number.
Okay, 74,479.
Wow. They got it on the spot. 2,000 points. Wow. What a hit. What
I don't need the options.
Hey, that's fair. That's fair. right. Send somebody from the team. Wow. Hey, this has been this has been a good game. Hey, what are the comment section saying about the game?
They're cheering on. They're cheering on Caleb.
That was going to 1,000. No. Hey, that looked like it was going to 1,000. We'll ask 1,000. I honestly think that was going to 1,000.
No way.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
We'll get it wrong. We'll get it. 3,000 points for us.
What a game.
These thousands are hard. That one was an easy one.
Thank you for 3,000 points for us right here.
Let me see. I want to make it like kind of fair for you guys. Okay. All right. Before Charlotte FC was named Charlotte FC, there were 8 names that were trademarked for Charlotte FC, right? All you have to do is name 3 of those trademarked names. That's a difficult one. Listen, if you're an OG, you remember that they were on Instagram eliminating names. Come with me. Come with me, Wisses. I want to read some of these comments. What do we got in here?
Bro, look at these comments, bro.
Let's go. Love this. This is a lot of fun. Watching reactions is hilarious. Oh, yeah. NC German, you got a couple. Dude, Caleb's getting a lot of love.
Yeah. There's another question somebody asked.
That's a hard one. That's 1,000 question. Nice. Bam. All right. All right. 5 seconds on the clock. 5 seconds on the clock. Remember, boys, you just have to name 3. You just have to name 3. You couldn't have asked for a better game.
This is going back and forth like crazy.
It is. Listen, this is France-Argentina World Cup final. All right.
Queen City FC, Charlotte Soccer Club, and Mint City FC.
Dude, you guys didn't even get one right.
Hey, if we get more than one, we should get these points.
All right, go.
All right. Our 3 options are the Carolina Gliders,
That's one. Uh-huh.
Charlotte Town,
That's another one. One more.
Charlotte Football Club.
You can't use Charlotte
I
football.
can't use that.
No.
That's one of the options.
I said name. Name.
Okay.
You just need one more. 5 seconds on the clock.
Charlotte Athletic.
You got it! Oh my God! Holy cow! Wow! All right, here were the options: Charlotte Crown FC, Charlotte Fortune, Charlotte Monarchs FC, Charlotte Athletic, Charlotte Town, and Carolina Gliders. So,
Yeah.
wow!
bro.
Wow! Dang! Look at that comeback! Oh my goodness! You ever seen like Zidane on the bench like this? All right, who's next? I forgot now. All right, you guys go. Wow. Listen, we thought it was close. That question hits.
1,000 points is easy work. I gotta tell you.
Hey, the strategy is smart. 250.
They parking the bus.
All right, 250. All right, this question is also coming from a fan, right? Connor Keeley, right, says, what player has the most minutes for Charlotte FC ever?
Brant Bonico.
Ding, ding, ding. You got it. All right. 250. All right. We're going to send one of you guys up. I kind of want to make this a little bit interesting, but it's up to the blue team if they want to make it interesting.
Double points. Double points.
Hold. Listen, I want to ask more 1,000 questions.
Okay. I'm down.
So we have.
Finish up the 1,000 questions then. Everyone from here on out is 1,000 points.
All right. Just drop it. Oh, I thought it was.
Almost landed there.
It landed on 1,000. Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Big money, big money.
I don't think you guys are gonna get this one.
He's laughing.
All right. What team is Christian Latanzio currently coaching?
Oh my god.
Somewhere.
That's not even Charlotte.
Jorge, we got VAR over here.
What'd they say?
It's like Charlotte FC hate mail.
Yeah.
We got VAR.
VAR on what? Who was the other one? All right, hold on. Let them try. Let them try.
Okay.
You say VAR?
Yeah. We're gonna go. He's not currently coaching a team.
It's not the right answer.
If we get a better answer than that, do we get points?
No.
We can at least say the league.
All right, go for it.
We're gonna go with Shanghai Dragons.
That wasn't a bad guess, but that's not right. I don't even know how to say it. Shizan Ping City.
Yeah.
He's still there.
He's still in China.
He was telling me that.
Didn't he not go to the Belgian?
He was telling me
He
got
went and then
fired.
he went to China.
Yeah, he got fired.
He got fired from the Belgian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I was out of the
All right, give us 1,000 points.
All right, 1,000-pointer coming your way. If you get this, you'll just win the whole thing, right?
That's it right here.
Right.
Locked in.
All right. Name all the players that were drafted by Charlotte FC in the first class draft pick. All the players. All the players. All the players. "30 seconds on the clock."
Yeah, all the Charlotte questions I know. Give me all these random.
Latanzio's part of the Charlotte.
No,
What do you?
no, he's not. He's literally not anymore. As soon as they leave Charlotte FC, my memory wipes.
All right, 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, give it to us.
No. Time's up.
All right, go.
Okay, Ben Bender is one of them.
Correct.
George Marks is the other.
Uh-huh.
And the other, I'm not going to give him a hint, but we know what school he's from, but we don't know his name.
That doesn't
I have
matter.
the name.
All right, go.
Kyle Holcomb.
Wow, they got it. 1,000. All right, one more, and then we'll wrap it up there. So they've got. I want to.
For the win.
If IRS gets this right, they win.
This is a hard one, and it's the only other 1,000 one I have.
Gotta ask it.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I have y'all did all the.
Nah, this
500.
is winner takes all. If they
Winner takes all. All right. Name the 2 clubs that Breck de Jager played for before joining Charlotte FC. It's more than 2 clubs, but name 2. You did an article, so that doesn't. All right, 20 seconds on the clock. 20 seconds on the clock. What are the comment section saying?
comments dry right now.
Okay. Comments are dry.
I have to request of my head.
Or
All right, 10, 9.
Toulouse and Standard Liège.
Incorrect.
Dang.
All right, you guys stealing?
Oh, man.
I mean, you guys won
Wait,
anyways.
You wrote an article about this? You forgot?
No, I know the country it's in, the second league. Toulouse is one.
Yep.
Shoot.
All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I thought this was easy.
I thought it was easy too.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Toulouse, and the other one is Genk.
Wow, you got it. Wow. Wow. KAA Gent. However you say that.
Again,
Nice. All right, guys. The winners of the first official Top Bin Game Show Battle Room is Caleb and Sean. All right.
Oh, go, baby.
All right, lift it up.
Woo!
The champions! Wow, what a game. Listen, you couldn't have asked for anything better. You got emotion. You got a team going up. You got another team going up. I'm going to have someone here from Game Show Battle Room come up to talk to you guys a little bit about this spot. We've had a phenomenal time. So I'm going to have you grab that mic right there. All right, I'm here with?
I'm Zach.
Zach, thank you so much. Tell us a little bit about this spot. Obviously, we had a great time today. You know, we hosted our podcast. You're live in front of 250, 300 people right now. So
Nice. First off, for the crown.
we love it.
Yeah. So Game Show Battle Rooms, check us out. We offer hour-long game show experiences, playing things like Survey Battles, which is our version of Family Feud. We got Spin and Solve, which is our version of Wheel of Fortune. And finally, What's That Cost? Our version of Price is Right. It's a lot of fun. Come down and see us. I'm a game show host. This is the best job I've ever had.
We love it. You know, come to Valentine. This has been fun. It's been phenomenal. Thank you guys for joining. We'll leave you, Cisco, pan to the winners because they deserve to end the show, right? For the crown. Thank you guys for joining another episode of the Top Bin 90 podcast.